Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Season 8 of the MCSR Ranked Playoffs. It is the final day of Season 8 playoffs. I'm joined with RecRap. Parker, how are you feeling today? It's the final day. Are you excited for these matchups?
Oh, I am excited. I'm excited. I'm always excited. I had some good breakfast this morning. I'm locked in. I got my water, and then we got some beautiful ranked matches ahead of us.
We have some beautiful ranked matches before us. Why don't we take a quick look at the bracket, actually, kind of see how we got here over the course of these 2 weekends. You could see the final four players remaining: Hax, Aquacorde, Infume, Big Mungie. We will be guaranteed a brand new playoffs winner, which is very exciting, as both Loki and Dugile got knocked out yesterday, the only two remaining players who have won a ranked tournament going into yesterday. And now, Parker, there's going to be a new ranked playoff winner. Who do you think it's going to be based on the four players we have playing today?
You know, it's always
I'm putting you on the
hard to
spot.
pick
I'm putting you on the
sides,
spot.
but like if I gotta say something, I'm just saying the only people that have been knocking hacks out of contention for that top spot, they're not even in the tournament anymore, Curry.
That's true.
Hacks is looking like he's in a good position to win this thing.
That is absolutely true. I mean, Hacks, don't let the 16 seed fool you at all. Very competent player. Only got here as the 16 seed because they played so little going into the season of ranked playoffs, playing so many other different categories of Minecraft speedrunning. Also a finalist in most percent, the other tournament happening right now in the MCSR community. So very impressive from Hacks to be a finalist in that, and also potentially a grand finalist in a rank today. My eye, I'm really looking forward to the Infume Big Mungie matchup, the one we have after Hax and Aquacord. I think the winner of that could take it. But Parker, any of these four players remaining, I mean, Aquacord beating Silver to get here and commandily beating Darby yesterday as well. Like, I think any of these four players could take it.
They really could. And like you're saying, I mean, if anybody's been watching last weekend or the past playoff games, we've only really had three O's. Like all of these players are kind of dominant in their own right. Even we're talking about these people who've knocked out Doog and Loki. I mean, there were good matches, but like very commanding
Yeah, I mean,
scoreboard.
Infume 3-0'd Loki. Spoiler alert, like Infume 3-0'd Loki, which is I don't think a lot of people had that prediction going in. Not that Infume isn't capable, but I don't think people had a 3-0 Loki on the other side either. I think people thought that would be a very close matchup. Infume comes in, dominates. Mungie, the only match yesterday that wasn't a 3-0, 3-1's Dugile, also gets a ranked PB yesterday, so he's in top form. I mean, it's going to be a
Oh.
crazy matchup, but the first matchup we have is Hax Aquacord. We can throw it over to us. Oh, I was so ready for two other players. So that's okay.
We're back. Hi
Yeah.
guys.
It's us. It's us. It's gonna be Aquacord and Hax. I'm very excited about this matchup. I think going in, Hax is probably perceived as the favorite, but as we can see
Mhm.
on their stat screen here, Parker, they've never played
Wow.
each other. I just looked at this actually before we went like live here on the broadcast. They've never played against each other. Again, that's mainly because Hax has played only the tail end of the season. Meanwhile, I don't remember exactly, but I think Aquacord was trying to hold placement basically around the entire time that Hax was playing. So I think
Mm.
they also just queue at completely different times. Like Aquacord usually plays like 12 hours later than Hax. So very different. This is much closer actually to when Hax normally plays ranked compared to Aquacord. I'm not actually sure what time zone it is for Aquacord. I don't know if it's 11 a.m. I don't know if it's 8 a.m. I'm not sure how much that affects their gameplay, but two very deserving players in this semifinal matchup.
Yeah, I'm very interested that they haven't played at all. I'm just looking at these stats. Lots of interesting stuff. I always love to look at the bottom places, see what people list as the thing. All workstation stations RSG world record. Oh yeah, I
W.
forget. Aquahorde had former blind world record. I mean, so
Yes.
clearly top speed's not an issue. They are 1 second apart on their top speed, but maybe that average time is going to come in more into play. Hacks has a much better one, but low sample size, anything can happen on the day.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, that's the point, and I would say like Hax is someone who I think has a little bit more consistency in playoffs. We see five-time playoff participant for Hax, but I mean, I think Aquacord, to be honest, like it's definitely would be an upset if Aquacord wins. I think Aquacord can definitely take this matchup. I think Aquacord is playing at basically their peak right now in this playoffs. They beat Silver, they beat Darby to get here. I think Aquacord has been playing a lot of ranked, was number one in season 9 for a little bit,
True.
last weekend around. So they're at a very high level right now. Hacks also playing at a very high level. I'm just really excited for this matchup. And you bring up a great point. Like, yes, Hacks has the faster rank time over Aquacore, but that small sample size is a thing. But at the same time, they have like the same best rank time, even though Aquacore has played like 5 times the matches.
Yeah, I mean, lots of stats to look at here. I'm very excited to see how Aquacord performs because I think you're right. I think he really is in top form. I think he's been rising in the ranks. Mentioning that he was number one, that's definitely an indicator of that, and we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, here we can see on the stat screen, the win percentages for Aquacord are quite interesting because I think it's very rare nowadays we see people in playoffs, especially get this far, where their lowest win percentages are like 51, 52. Like, that's a little
Mhm.
bit scary for Aquacord that they're both the ocean seed. So I think Aquacord's probably going to try their best to get out of the ocean seeds, like just kind of ban BT or Shipwreck, especially because Hacks has an 83% win rate on Shipwreck and 85% win rate on
Yep.
BT, let alone the sub 9 in BT. So very interesting on the side here. But again, I mean, Hacks has the better average time on literally every seed type. Actually, no. Shipwreck,
No,
Aquacore,
shipwreck.
7 seconds faster. What do you think matters more? I know it's like silly, but like, are you taking the 7 second better average or are you taking the 30% better win percentage? What do you think you're taking there?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna be honest. It's gonna be a real toss up. You know, sometimes I try to put myself in the heads of these players, and I sometimes I feel like I just can't do it. You know, it's
Yeah.
funny that a little bit faster on the shipwreck, but the win percentage is just. I mean, again, like looking at Hax's, it's always a little bit weird, right? He hasn't played a crazy amount of matches, so maybe it'd be different if he played 200 more. But maybe I'd send a shipwreck.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible. I mean, just from talking with top runners, people who have played in this tournament, people who are still in this tournament, like I think the thought process a lot of time for like pick ban is just sometimes it's just what you're feeling on the day. It's like you wake up and it's like, I don't really want to play a shipwreck today. Like it's just much more about what you're comfortable with as the player versus what your opponent might not be feeling or what they might have bad stats on. Because again, like especially with someone like Hacks, the small sample size, I don't think Aquacord is going to look at something like this and see a 55% Desert Temple win rate and be like, oh, Hacks can't play Desert Temples. Like, I'm going to try and pick that against them. I think it's a lot of like what you're feeling on the day.
So we'll see what maybe it's a I'm gonna say it's a BT kind of day.
Well, Hacks is actually going to ban
No,
Desert
dang it.
Temple, and Aquacord is going to ban Shipwreck and pick Village. I think it's interesting. I mean, we saw one of the most interesting plays on day one, Parker. I believe we were commentating the first Aquacord match, right? Or am I mistaken? I think it was us.
I think
Um,
so.
and Aquacord made the play of grabbing carrots instead of the hay bales, and that ended up leading to golden carrots. Ended up
That's
being able to
right.
play the rest of the seed a little bit quicker. So I think it's very interesting here that Aquacord is picking Village as the first seed type.
No, that's a fantastic point. I love to see those higher quality food sources, and it really did matter. I think that was like one of the only things that made him pull ahead in that seed specifically.
Yeah, it
But I
was it
mean,
was a
maybe
really
we're getting
interesting
some
matchup.
crazy stuff. Corey, yesterday I
Yeah.
think our first village seed, we had a looting to ruin portal
Oh
just
yeah.
on the way. So I'm hoping for a normal village here. You know, there's always the dream of a snowy village, but let's give us a nice plains biome, maybe some carrots on the way. No funky business.
How long has it been, Parker? Like 4 seasons? Let's get the toolsmith again. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back in the final day. Desert toolsmith time. I'm ready. I'm sure Hax is loaded up, ready for that. I mean, Village is just fun because it's consistent and normally there's not a lot of problems. I mean, we saw, I don't remember who it was. I think it was V-Strid yesterday. Uh,
Mhm.
put water all over their portal. That was a bit of a
Yeah.
problem. But for the most part, Village is pretty standard and it'll come down to how the runners play every aspect of the seed. And immediately, it's a Plains Village in a Dark Oak. No funny business. Immediately heading to actually, Parker, there's 2 blacksmiths in this village, I
There
think.
are.
So that's going to be interesting. Hax is they're at or no, they're at the same one. So Hax gets an iron pickaxe and 5 iron, and then the second one more iron and 5 obsidian. That's going to be huge for potentially leaving the bastion earlier later in the speed run.
Yeah, these are good quality Blacksmiths, the only thing maybe weird thing is I don't know if I've seen a river yet. Maybe even toggle hard mode. There's a lot of leaves, a lot of wood around. If you have a lava pool in the dark oak, potentially that's a play here. But they're really kind of good on everything except water, flint, and lava.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. There's a third blacksmith
Oh
that
wow.
Aquacorde finds that I don't think Hax has seen. Unfortunately for Aquacorde, it's a complete time waste. There's no reason to go there. And Aquacorde still hasn't gone to the second original one. I'm not sure if he's going to pivot there now. Maybe going to think about just leaving. But I mean, Parker, if Aquacorde doesn't go to this, and it doesn't look like he is right now, as he's heading the other direction. Oh, does see it, but decides. I think he's deciding not to go for it. Parker, that's huge. That's 5 obsidian that Hax has that Aquacorde won't.
Yeah. And now Hax is just gonna be raw, entering faster, got a little bit distracted on maybe
Oh,
some of
wow.
the routing, and this is looking really
Oh,
bad for Aquacord.
I mean, it's really bad for
Significantly.
Aquacord. Like, it just lost the 50-50. They both went to a blacksmith that the other runner didn't go to. And Haxus had 5 obsidian and Aquacord didn't. So we talk about Village potentially having low variance. Not in this situation. The 3 blacksmith overworld making a huge difference in not just the quality of the enter, but the enter time itself, is Haxus in the nether significantly earlier and sees the bastion.
Looks like a housing potentially. I've been getting these wrong. Maybe I shouldn't even guess.
It looks
So
like a
Aquacord
bridge
now
because
trying to
there's
make up
not, like, a
time.
lot of side stuff happening, so it is not a bridge at all.
Is it
We're just both
stables? It's
horrible. It's a
stables.
stables. We lost fully. It's okay. We're warming
Maybe
up.
we
It's
should
the
wait.
morning. We're trying our best here. There's a reason why we're not in ranked playoffs, and it's looking like to start the
I did
route,
see a
Hax is gonna
fortress though.
grab this. I did see the fort as well, and we're gonna potentially do triple the gap here from this right side triple.
Yeah, Aquacord maybe taking a little bit of different terrain here. Not entirely sure where he is. Maybe it's just over this hill. And there the Bastion is. A little bit more left. Maybe doesn't
And
have to bridge as much. Maybe saves up a second or two, but it's going to need a little bit more time save than that to catch up on somebody like Hacks.
yeah, I'm watching Aquacord's screen because I think Aquacord hasn't seen the fortress, because I think Hax had to go a little bit farther to see it. So that could be a little bit of a difference. Interestingly, though, Hax's Pyreign, even though I'm pretty sure we saw it on his screen earlier. So I find that interesting. Maybe it could have just been like weird fog, and bitrate streaming wise can be sometimes a little bit weird, but I find it very surprising because I really did think it was a fortress, Parker. I did agree with you there. Interesting
Yeah, I
here.
mean, maybe it's just something like the muscle memory that you just do every single time. Like you can always get like maybe like a weird fortress with a spawner that's slightly closer, but I agree it's probably just like didn't see it here. Aquacord
Mhm.
having a little bit of trouble in this gap. I think he did start the route a little bit sooner, but kind of flustered
Yeah,
maybe. Goes up to the top chest, takes
and
some
it's a bad
damage.
gap. So we're gonna have to see.
Ooh.
Aquacord knows what to do in a situation like this. A very
Oh,
skilled
but no,
stables
he
runner.
doesn't. He's digging in the wrong way, Curry. He thought this
Oh
was
no.
a right gap instead of a left gap, saving it, but takes damage,
I
and he
mean,
should be okay.
is has kind of saved the situation, but on low health, the piglins are going to be kind of all over the place. I'm not sure how many are going to follow in this situation. While Hax does have the spawner, also did a very unique route. I believe this is also a beef salad hole, Parker, of
Yeah.
the stables route here, that is different from what Aquacord's doing. That's a little bit more traditional. The one that Hax is doing or did is much riskier. You have to be incredibly quick with your mechanics, or it can get really ugly really fast. And Hax with 9 gold carrots, a blaze bed from the village, is going to be able to leave here very shortly. Just needs some obby, I think, while Aquacord is still mining the gold in the gap.
Yeah, I like the points you're bringing up because I think not only is Hacks just up on
There's the fort.
speed with the seed, but also just on resources. Those 9 golden carrots, that's going to carry him through the entire match. He was also at 5 obby on enter. So Aquacord's going to really need
Mhm.
to make some interesting plays here to catch up. He does have apples, so he could make golden apples if he really wanted to.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
But it's
we
just a
talked about
waste.
the golden carrot play from Aquacord last village time we really saw him, and Hax is doing it this time. So this is going to be huge for Hax. I mean, Aquacord again, like, I don't know if he's going to be able to make those gold apples, Parker, because he's going to need every piece of gold he can get just to get 20 obsidian. I mean, we're still only on 17 here.
Wow.
Really
Really not
unfortunate.
looking
Again,
good.
if he found that blacksmith that Hax did, I mean, he's gone already. He's gone. He's in the fort with Hax.
And now he might even have to go looking for other chests if he's only on 19. And he's only on 19. He's leaving.
Wow, what a disaster for Aquacorde in this first seed. Just a tough break on iRNG. I mean, maybe not iRNG because he definitely did see the second blacksmith. Just the decision of this is probably not important. I have everything I need to go. I already checked the second blacksmith and it gave me nothing. Like I totally understand that thought process. It's just so unfortunate in the way that it works out, and it benefits Hacks greatly here. But Hacks again playing phenomenally well. I don't want to make it sound like I'm down talking Hacks at all. Has played the seed really smoothly, has never really been in any situation where it looks like, he's in danger or anything. The stone sword has come out. I mean, playing really strong in this matchup.
And Aquacord has now checked every single chest in the Bastion. Still not enough obsidian. He had gold in one of the chests. Maybe he's going back to that to get more. Maybe he's checking the outer chest. This is just looking so bad. Normally, you can rely on maybe a second good gap, but he's just getting punished and punished on the seed. Maybe backtracking to his trades, hoping for an extra obsidian. Meanwhile, Hax is just taking the lead, and Aquacord's now just going to be playing home portal, I think.
Yeah, and something notable that I realized from reading Titanium Bat's chat message, Aquacord plays with advancements off, Parker, and that makes a lot of sense on why he didn't
Oh.
check the other blacksmith, because obviously you get I don't even remember what the advancement is, but you get an advancement or ice bucket challenge. You get ice bucket challenge for
Yeah.
when you get Obby, and Aquacord just doesn't see it in the chat because he plays with advancements off for, that's just how he likes to play. It's I mean, it's not very uncommon for players at a top level to play with advancements off. I know multiple do. It's just incredibly unfortunate in a situation like this.
100%. I think in a lot of cases it can be good just from the mental. You're not thinking about what your opponent's doing. You're just focusing on yourself. But at the end of the day, it is just less information, and it's better to have that knowledge.
Yeah.
In most cases, I guess it could throw you off sometimes.
Especially in something like a ranked playoffs matchup where it's just,
Hmm.
something can go really bad compared to just like the ladder. Aquacord is in the fort now, but I mean, Hax is heading to Cords, still has 7 golden carrots, plenty of explosives, gold pick for 0 and any terrain, but it's looking like it's just going to be a quick soul speed bridge to the coordinates. Building the portal now. This is a very fast run again, like potential low 9, definitely sub 10 pace here. And Aquacord with the 19 obsidian is just, it's just so unfortunate. But Hacks looking for the spike now. Nothing amazing. Gets a spike there after zooming in a little bit more. And we'll see if the spike works out for him.
Yeah, it's just a question of how do I get there? There's some good light here, and there's the portal room curry. If he hits the 0 here, a commanding start
Yeah.
from Hax.
Very strong lead. I mean, I think would still probably push the 0 here just based on how Hax likes to play. There is a ruin portal for Aquacord, so that's going to be good. But I mean, again, Hax is in the end going for the 0 potentially. No, is not going to go for the 0. Just going to set up for the 1 cycle, deciding it's not worth it with the lead that Hax has. So this does open the door a little bit because with the ruined portal, it does make Aquacord's life a lot easier. It also adds some variance. I don't know how far the stronghold is going to be, but that looks like a 3-digit number, Parker. And all of a
Wow.
sudden, if this is a really fast game from Aquacord, it definitely opens the door more than Hax probably thinks.
Yeah, and this is something Hax was talking about, I believe, in our last interview, saying, sometimes like I need to play smarter. I don't need to go for the craziest 0 ever, especially when you're in these situations where you're ahead. And if it perches here, that is the correct play. But if it doesn't, this is
It
starting to
could
look
perch here.
really scary.
Oh, it is the perch
And it
for
is the
Hax. So
perch.
as much as we try to make it sound a little bit closer than it might be, I mean, this is a pretty standard 1 cycle for Hax. It is a little bit weird with the Dragon's Breath in the way, but it's a lot harder for us to see compared to Hax. Ends up finishing off the 0 incredibly nicely as Aquacord is dealing with his own demons in the stronghold. 17 creepers. But Hax is going to take game 1. Aquacord also had to play for a 1-eye there. I don't know if that stronghold was the
Really?
same one, if it was going to end up being a 1-eye, but the quick perch from Hax eliminates all doubt, and that's going to be a clean 1 cycle for Hax to close out still with a sub 10 after waiting for the perch.
Yeah, it just felt like that whole seed was kind of just a rock tumbling down a hill, like a mistakes. That first one of you just go to the wrong blacksmith, you're a little bit confused in the village, you make it to the lava slower, you play the bastion slightly differently, and because you don't have that 5 obsidian, the whole rest of the game is thrown off. You have to like
Yeah.
do your first portal at a ruined portal, and then it's just too much. And Hax didn't make any of those mistakes, played very consistently, not close to dying, didn't even need to hit a 0, but just wins the match.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think we focused a lot on how Aquacord not grabbing 5 Obsidian ended up affecting him in that seed, but Hax played an incredibly smooth game throughout, especially, like, knowing that he had the lead. I forget who was talking about it yesterday. It might have I think it was I don't remember who said it in an interview. Maybe you remember, but someone said you don't have to play all the time with your foot on the gas. And I think Hax did a phenomenal job in this matchup of kind of always knowing that he had the lead and didn't really need to go to that crazy top speed. It was Hax. Interesting. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was Hax that said that yesterday. And I think he did a great job of showcasing that in this matchup. There was no reason for him to go, completely crazy when he had basically a 30-second lead throughout the whole thing.
100%. Literally, if you're entering the end 2 minutes and 10 seconds before your opponent, like,
Yeah.
even if you get a max perch, that's, like, just as fast as a 0. So, like, if you have that guarantee, one of his splits, he was just raw 2 minutes ahead. Like, even if in the worst case situation, you can just one cycle and guarantee yourself a win.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And it ended up working out really well. Did a clean half bow, and now we're in a position where Hax is up 1-0. I think Aquacord is probably going to be able to tell what went wrong in that matchup. Like, I mean, just being able to like check the blacksmith back because I know he saw it. So definitely gonna be kicking himself a little bit. But I think it's something where if you're in the shoes of Aquacord, if you're an Aquacord fan, it's something where like, okay, this went wrong for the person I'm rooting for, but like that's just a lot of variance that might not happen again in the next seed. I think Aquacord should still be feeling pretty good going into seed 2 here.
Yeah, I think variance is the word to use here. It's hard to really compare, like, mechanically, were they close to each other? What would have happened if Aquacord got that 5 obsidian? But it was just decision making at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I mean, here we go. Gonna be Buried Treasure on seed 2. Obviously, it's Hax's probably strongest seed type with the sub 9 average 850 Buried Treasure coming through here. I like the pick from Aquacord. You're gonna have to play it anyway in game 3. Might as well get it out of the way, try and build some confidence going into game 3. And Aquacord plays a lot of RSG as well. Absolutely no slouch with Buried Treasure, regardless of what I think the ranked stats might say. So I think this is gonna be a matchup in this overworld where, again, hopefully no weird variants. I don't want to see someone finding a ravine that the other person doesn't find. None of that. Like, let's not get a ruined portal on the BT island. Let's just get a nice BT here and lock in for a fun game here.
That really is, if there's a ruined portal with a looting seat or a sword, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. But I think the main thing here is just gonna be finding that Maga ravine. It should be pretty standard.
Yep, absolutely. See the spike for both runners. I mean, again, these runners very confident in being able to find their buried treasure spike. It's also always helpful when you see the stone sticking out of the ground and you just don't even have to put 1% of your brain into doing anything that you need to do. But Aquacord, of course, has to deal with a drown there off the start. Why not? Just get punched by the drown, sure. And then we're going to see TNT is always nice. I'm not seeing a ruin, or excuse me, not a ruin portal, any kelp anywhere in this overworld. Hack's also going to be getting the flint from the gravel, a really heads up play that Aquacord doesn't have the gravel from, or excuse me, did, but didn't end up breaking it an extra time to get the flint. So a little bit unfortunate there for Aquacord, but a great heads up play from Hacks.
Yeah, even those micro time saves, that's what you want in something like a playoffs match, like Aquahorde. His first flint is gonna get it, but maybe loses half a second there. And half a
Yeah.
seconds we've seen, especially in last season, matter a lot.
Yes, especially in last season. Hopefully, we see it matter in this season as well. We haven't. I want to see it matter a little bit more in this season here too. We also see the variance of wood axe versus stone axe. I think the TNT blowing up the stone. I like Hacks getting the stone axe here. I think it's just good, even though you might craft an iron one later. I think it just always feels a little bit nicer in case things kind of go wrong. You don't get iron, whatever, to have the stone axe ready to go.
And again, Hacks entering first, putting the pressure on Aquacord. I don't think there was any crazy mistakes. I like the TNT better from Hacks, and maybe just a little bit better line.
Yeah, I think that. Oh my God, Hacks! Do not get out of the boat on the way down. That was a little scary for a second. Is going to be heading to the bridge bash, and again, Aquacord not too far behind here. It's going to be a bridge. I don't see the fortress or anything. I'm very interested to see how these runners are going to decide to get to the chalice. They could go through the bastion. They could go how Hacks is going around here. I like the play of going around. The chalice isn't fully exposed, but the terrain here is really nice. And we see, again, Aquacord taking different terrain here, deciding to go up the top. I don't love this. I think Hax's play is a little bit better, but maybe it pays off more. But Aquacord's
Oh
dealing
my
with a
gosh, he has
gas,
the
Parker.
gas.
He can't catch a break right now.
No, he can't. I'm really surprised he decided to build up here. There was opening to the right, and clearly, it just objectively much better for hacks. There's terrain
Yep.
basically all the way to the chalice. You can use that TNT. It's gonna be a pretty fast treasure as long as you can, not run into any gas or something. Oh, look at hacks taking a little bit of
Oh,
fall
a little bit
damage.
scary, a little bit scary with the Hoglin. Ends up doing the Donkey Kong variant where you are able to stop the Hoglin from chasing you, getting to you. So that was a good play from Hacks. Also has the gold play pick. Hacks loves crafting gold picks in Bridge Bastion, so I'm liking that play from him there. Aquacorde again, with everything he's had to deal with, not too far behind, but is going to lose a little bit of time to not having a gold pick. Is going to lose a little bit of time to, like you said, not taking the optimal terrain that Hacks did. But both runners are going to be pie charting soon. Hawks getting a bit more of a head start on it, and both doing a very interesting bridge route where you dig next to the chest and break a gold block while digging in a hole to get all the piglins to funnel in while you check the chests.
Yeah, it's a new trend that's sort of been emerging and just makes a lot of sense. Love to see. I think it's also a beef salad um, development. Love to see.
Yeah, the beef salad guy has done a lot of cool stuff
He's done a
in the
few
Bastion
things. He's done a
department.
few things.
Very cool. You can see Hacks has the gold block as well. I love the play. Hacks does this probably more than any other runner of keeping gold for gold pickaxes. Definitely something to watch out in this matchup. We see, look at how fast the pre-crafting is as well. Keeps it as a gold block, so he's able to like have it without messing up the gold in the hole already, and is out purling to the Bastion. Has the pork chops as well for better food over the cod. And there's the fort, Parker. This is basically a four flat, low four fort for Hacks here, just deciding on where to pearl to get up. But Aquacorde's also leaving, so not far
And
behind still.
but purling, I believe Curry in a different direction, unless I'm mistaken. Is this a different fortress?
No, I think this is the same fort. They just took a little bit different. It looked a
Okay,
little bit
okay.
different with the Pearl Hang. And Aquacore's also entering from a much better spot potentially because he's in the good part the whole time. Hax does get to the spawner first, but Aquacore is at least in the good part, could find the spawner and make up a little bit of time here. I mean, Hax has had a decisive advantage throughout, but if Aquacore's able to get to a spawner just soon, it could still be possible for him to catch up even more in the late game here.
Yeah, I think his pearls to the fort were better, but now he's just like lost in the sauce, not
Yeah, this
looking
is
so great. And
ugly.
when you have that iron axe, iron sword combo, there's not gonna be much time to make up on pre-crafting, on killing blazes, especially with somebody like Hacks. We've seen lights out crafting, even just in the Bastion, crafting that axe, that sword, the beds on a handful of seconds.
And it's a double spawner, Parker. So that's going to be something
Wow.
where Hax is already at 4 rods. I mean, going to be blinding soon here. Still has so much to pre-craft, but let's take I mean, just watch Hax's screen. Look how fast he was able to clear his inventory, get all the pre-crafts done, craft gold pickaxes. Everything in his inventory is organized, and he still has blazes to kill. Like, zero time loss on the side of Hax there. Just so incredibly well done. He's going to kill this extra blaze potentially for a 7th rod. Gets it. Doesn't even need to pick up the eyes now, building the portal higher up to try and not get caved, even though ranked filters for that, and is now blinding. I mean, Parker, that was a textbook spawner split from Hacks.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard you've been working on some tutorial stuff. Maybe you just chuck that one in there. It was
I mean,
brilliant.
yeah, that
That's
was
something we
pretty
should
good
aspire
from
to be.
Hacks there. 294 offset. Isn't that? It is. It's a 296 blind. It's
Wow.
gonna be right here. It's gonna be really difficult for Aquacore to make up time when it's so close. And this is where we see the gold pickaxes come in so clutch for Hacks, utilizing the offhand slot as well to make it even quicker. Very well done. Digging down now. I mean, this is just so unbelievably well played. And it's also great that he had the 7 rods because he didn't have to waste time picking up the eyes in the ocean. That can also be annoying. And the gold pickaxe is saving so much time here. Building the portal sub 630. I mean, this could be sub 8, Parker.
This is a fast match, and it's best case scenario for Hacks too. Being ahead, there's no time to make up on this like such short travel, especially with the gold picks. And look, Hacks, fast
Wow.
stronghold nav, easy nav, and he's in sub 7.
I mean, this is incredibly well played. This whole seed is one of the best played seeds I've seen in ranked plebs. This is unbelievable. Can he close it out with a 0 cycle here? It looks like a pretty difficult tower. Gonna have to go for the side setup here. It's back 103. The setup is being built. It's a little bit awkward here. Gets there in time. No arrows. So
No
there is
arrows.
no backup. Has to hit this zero cycle, it's not the easiest, but Hax is going to be comfortable in these situations. A lot of anchors are going to make it awkward. I mean, this is not set in stone done. This should be enough here with one more anchor. Is it going to kill the dragon? Yes, it is. And Hax will be taking a 2-0 lead after an incredibly well played buried treasure. And I think just from watching that, Parker, it's pretty clear to see how this guy has a sub 9 average on buried treasures.
Yeah, Hacks
Wow.
always bringing his A games. He seems to get the fastest completions in these ranked playoffs. Look at him just killing an Enderman, doing a little bit of show off. That was a nice zero though. I gotta say, sometimes when you go for a bow there, realize you don't have arrows, it can be a lot scarier. Don't get crazy damage. But that's
I was
well.
gonna say that. Like, how many times do you try to pull back the bow, and you don't have arrows, and you're just like, uh-oh. Like, it's just immediately a terrifying feeling because it becomes like, oh, like, hopefully I hit this. Like, it's gonna be good to, oh, I just used my anchors to set this up. I have to hit this one cycle or a zero cycle. I have to hit this. And just like that, Parker, Hax is a 1 game away from being top 3 6 times in a row in playoffs. 1 game away from potentially competing in his first finals since what? I want to say season 6, I want to say. No, season
No,
5 was the last time that Hax was in finals. So I'm sure
wow.
he's super excited to try and get there, but Aquacorde's not going to make it easy again. Like, I think Aquacord actually did quite a good job of like making up time there, making up time, like crawling back like a little bit. But Hax just played so well that it was just so impossible with the double spawner plus the short distance. Like, the end game, there was just no variance for Aquacord to make up time.
100%. And if it's anything like we've been seeing in this season, let's hope for not another 3-0 Curry. I don't want this to be the 3-0 season.
Listen,
But
actually, I have something to
Hax has
say
been
because
doing well.
Oliver mentioned this before we got on the broadcast, and I'm saying it on the broadcast because I'm holding him to it. We're not having long intermissions today because every player needs to be ready to go because it's just go, 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 go. So even if potentially we get a 3-0, we're not going to have like a 20-minute wait. But also, I don't want a 3-0. Let's not have a 3-0. Let's have 20 more minutes of Minecraft instead of a 20-minute waiting screen. So I'm excited. We'll see what the third seed is. I mean, Aquacord needs to find a line here to make up time. I mean, definitely has dealt with like a little bit more weirdness, I would say, like a little bit more variance. Like we saw the gas, but also Hax is just playing so well, I feel. I mean, the thing that stands out to me again, like the gold pick crafts and the terrain to the Bastion Parker, those were 2 things that just gave him such a lead.
Yeah, maybe Aquacord maybe made up a tiny bit of time, like getting to the fortress, but I agree. I think that bastion terrain was just so critical. Going around the right, it was just beautiful terrain for Hax all the way up to the chalice.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Aquacord, Ruin Portal. It's going to be tough against someone like Hax. Obviously, we've seen what Hax can do already in Ruin Portal seed types. But again, I cannot stress this enough. Aquacord is no slouch. I mean, anyone playing at this point is no slouch. Absolutely has the potential to bring this back. I mean, Aquacord's been 3-0'd someone yesterday, knows what it's like to be on the other side of this, wants to try and bring it back with the reverse sweep here with a Ruin Portal. And I think it's going to depend a lot, Parker, on what type of Ruin Portal it's going to be. Are we going to see another quick Obsidian completion? Are we going to see something where these players aren't going to have an Iron Pickaxe entering? It's going to be interesting.
It will be interesting. And I think if Aquacord can iron out 1 or 2 of those mistakes or different decisions that he's making, he's really in contention here. I wanna see them both enter the end at the same time and have it come down to who can hit the better zero. That's what I'm hoping
Absolutely
for.
agree. Absolutely agree. I want to see it. At least let's get it close into the stronghold. Let's see the nav race happen at least. I want to see some crazy stuff happen. Very excited to see what type of Ruin Portal this is going to end up being. It's going to be on a coast. It's obsidian completable. This could be fast, although the wood is a little bit farther than either of these runners probably would have liked. And it's an enchanted golden apple, Parker, with the ability to make a flint and steel and an iron pickaxe. Wow.
Yeah, this is interesting, I think there's like 2 primary places you're gonna use the notch. Maybe as you're purling to the fortress to overlap all that pearl damage. You also get fire res, but you can also just save it for purling traveling to second
Oh
portal
my
force.
goodness.
Oh my gosh, look at all these creepers. Yeah, use them
Okay.
actually. Use them. Get some stone for yourself.
Oh my
Why
god.
not?
Oh my
Oh my
god.
gosh.
And there's the
Chillax.
variance coming in finally on the other side of this matchup, though, so far. I like that Hack still crafts the stone sword, by the way. I mean, we've seen the sword become such an integral part of the fortress split for so many runners in this matchup, and Hacks just being able to craft it there. There is no real difference between Stone and Iron Sword here, so having that is really nice. Aquacord deciding against it for now. Both players just going to get some wood, and I don't think this is going to matter too much, Parker, but I mean, Hacks had to deal with the creepers, but also, hey, 20 free dirt. That's not bad, no?
No, that's a great point. You know, that something that could be a bad situation, turn it into a good one, get some extra blocks here. We do have a little bit of crimson, so maybe if there's like a free hog and you can get it somewhere, but a notch should be able to carry you through the whole seed.
Yeah, and look at this difference in terrain. Aquacore taking very oh no, Aquacore's taking the same exact or Hax is taking the same exact terrain, just a little bit slower because Hax entered quicker. We're gonna see this is a stables bastion, no triple at the top. So not the greatest type of bastion that these runners want to see here. Obviously, still going to be fine, going to be able to get their trades and everything, but not going to be able to do a ridiculously quick route. Very curious to see what these runners decide to do. Aquacord's got something up his sleeve here with breaking the chest, going to go down this hole into the middle of the bastion and has the good gap on the right to start the route after punching a pig. But Parker Hacks made up so much time somehow that they're starting the route at the exact same time.
Yeah, not sure really what the difference was there. Hack's a little bit down on hunger. Seeds like this is very important not to take a ton of damage. Even if it's just a long seed, you might even run out of hunger, even if you have the health from the knock. You know, you get like 8 absorption hearts or something ridiculous. Um, Taking minimal damage here is going to be important. And I'm not sure. Was there any open terrain near the bottom here? It looks like there's some lava.
It looks like maybe a little bit out here, but it just looked like there was a lot of terrain around this Y level. Looks like, again, in this little gap where there's some pigs that you let in while Hax is grabbing this gold block. A great spot to do the pie charting, by the way. Yeah, there's a little bit of terrain there where Hax just was, but not an incredible amount. I think it's going to depend a lot on what direction the fortress was. Aquacord pie charting now finds the direction. It's going to be positive X for these runners. I'm a little bit less sure about that terrain because the open terrain here is behind them and they need to go the same direction that the Bastion is facing.
Yeah, like we know there's terrain up at the top there, and so like maybe if they hadn't looted the top chest, they could have started the route better or faster, saved a little bit of time. Maybe there's like some side exit that they can use to make up some difference. But it looks like is Hax? No, Hax is just
Hax is, I
getting a
think,
pearl hang off
fully
here.
leaving.
Is he?
I don't think
How
this
many
is I
pearls
don't
does
think
he
this is
have? He only
a
has 6 on his hot bar.
I think he has 17 total. No, is going to go back down. Get the Pearl Hang off. Not enough stuff to leave yet. Gonna check trades now. Has everything. Not a
But
ton of
Aquacord is
explosives.
now out. Already got a pearl hang on like a lower side portion of the terrain. Didn't have to go to the top, the same place that Hax did to set us pearl. And I think
Yeah.
is now just
Wow,
going to be
what a
ahead.
great
This is
pearl as well. I mean,
wow.
this terrain from Aquacore that he took is phenomenal and has the enchanting golden apple to eat now. Going to regen basically all of his health. I'm not sure exactly how much, but it's going to be close to full, plus the absorption. And both runners are in the fortress. It's going to come down to which one finds the spawner first. It's going to be Aquacore. Hacks no spawner in sight yet. Now in the part of the fortress that Aquacord was just at. Going to see the spawner shortly. And just like that, we have a game on our hands. Aquacord is ahead by about 10 to 15 seconds.
This is what he needs, you know. His back is against the wall and he played that pearling so well.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have a blaze bed to
So they are on
get better
5
spawns.
explosives exactly. They're on 5 explosives exactly. So Aquacord probably wants to keep that for the 0 cycle. I know Hax had the 2 beds crap, or actually I think 4 explosives total, because Hax can make an anchor, I believe. I'm pretty sure, unless he got a late glowstone trader. They get glowstone later on. When I was looking at Hax's trades, he had 2 full beds crafted. He had 30 string and then 12 glowstone, I think. So I think they only have 4 explosives. Yeah, they do, as Aquacord only has that. So we might have to see a 2+2 again on the 0 from Aquacord or Hax to really seal this game, as Aquacord's going to be blinding now.
And I don't even think Hax can't even make an anchor. He only has 3
Yeah, they
glowstone. I
can.
think he only has
Oh, does he only have 3 beds
I
instead of
think he only
4?
has 3 I think he only has 2 beds, and that's it. I'm
No,
not
no,
I'm
no.
not
He has
entirely
he
sure.
has
I
6 wool.
probably
He
shouldn't
has
say
6
anything
wool
for
for
now.
sure. He
Okay,
has
okay.
6 wool for sure, and I know I saw a bed in his inventory. I don't think he blaze bedded. I don't see any sheep as well.
Oh, he
He's
does
at
have blaze
least
bed in his
3.
inventory because I think he used a bed
There is sheep
to
on
blaze bed.
blind. There is sheep on blind.
Wow, and that's gonna
Wow.
matter for Hax, getting a lot of wool here.
And look at how many, like, Aquacorde, I feel like, has been in this blind spot for so long. Threw 3 eyes while we were
3.
talking about hacks. How did we throw 3 eyes? Also, isn't getting the sheep. It's just re-entering the nether here.
And this is not good. You know, it is a double spawner, so there's less incentive to have a blaze bed off. So maybe it's
Oh
not
my
as
god.
much of an
Apparently, the
advantage.
llamas pushed Aquacorde when we were looking at hacks stream.
No,
That's
no.
absurd. 2
Aquacore dealing
brokey
with a
through
lot of
5
stuff.
eyes. Oh my god, that's unreal. That's actually unreal. Wow.
And
Hacks looks
Hax
like to
is
be
now just
leaving as
ahead.
well.
You know, not too far
Aquacorde
ahead
leaving at the
though.
same
This is
time.
still a
Okay,
close match.
here we
Both hitting
go.
0. Both just racing the chords. Who's gonna get there first? Who can manage the coordinates in their head, where they need to go?
They're both like
Aquacore
right
building.
here. They're building at
Oh
the
my
same
gosh! Oh
time.
my gosh! This is what we
Parker,
need.
this is what we've been waiting for the 4 days of ranked playoffs. They're both in the stronghold at the same time. What's the preemptive going to look like? Hacks getting a decent spike. Aquacord as well. Both heading the same direction, I think. Heading down the staircase. Oh, no, this is different. This is different. Oh, no, no, it is the same. It is the same.
I think
No.
Hax just
We're over
slightly
here.
ahead.
There it
He
is for
gets to the portal
Hacks.
room.
There it is for
Aquacore's not far
Aquacord.
behind.
They're both
Look at
hunger
these
resetting
hunger
at the same
resetting.
time.
This can come down to
Aquacord
0, Curry. Who's
Aquacord
gonna hit the better
has to hit
0?
the 2+2 though. Aquacord has to hit the 2+2. Hax has a lot more leeway in the 0 cycle. It's going to be doable. It's 99, or it's going to be 91 tower. Aquacord can go to 99 easily here and go for the 2+2. We saw him hit this exact same 0. He's pushing 103.
Oh no!
Oh no!
He misses.
Is this?
No, wait, but he's recovered. No, there's no way he does
I don't
this.
think it's
If he
possible.
hits
Yeah,
the 0, I'm just gonna like freak out.
I don't think it's possible with the little amount of explosives that he has. I
Oh my
respect
gosh,
the
and
effort,
Hax.
but with all of that, Hax closed out with a
Wow.
clean 0 to win 3-0. But what a finish there. The Llamas, Parker, the decision to not
The
go for
Llamas?
sheep, the decision to push for 103 off of 91 with only 4 explosives. Just an unbelievable end game there for both runners. The decision making was so interesting, and we got a crazy back and forth game where it ends with Hacks heading to the grand finals.
Look at all these splits. The biggest one, 16 seconds. That's what we're hoping for. You know, it's a little bit unfortunate we had like a llama incident, but at the end of the day, we got both the runners in the end at nearly the same time. That was cinema. That's what I like about playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I'm really impressed. I mean, Parker, I don't know about you. If I see a front 91 tower, there is no universe that exists that I am going to 103. Like, that is just never happening ever. Like, I am never going to 103. Mad props to Aquacord. I obviously understand why you're thinking you're entering the end at the same time as your opponent. You want to push that extra height. To push that with only 4 explosives when you're down 0-2. I love that Aquacord left absolutely everything in the game there. Just unfortunately wasn't enough to pull it off, but I would not be surprised if Aquacord is able to do that next season or beyond. Absolutely incredible performance.
Yeah, I totally agree. Huge props. Like, he got the set off. He just didn't jump back far enough, so he didn't have like a good enough angle to place his first bed and just barely missed it. You know, even tried for a good recovery too. So very, very commendable, very respectful. But at the end of the day, Hax is moving on, Curry. He's playing in grand finals.
Hax is moving on and playing in grand finals, and he is waiting to be interviewed. And I mean, after him and Mungie yesterday, I don't know how I feel about either of them getting the microphone again. But I mean, I say that jokingly. I'm always excited to hear what Hax is going to say. I'm very interested to see what his thoughts are with everything that has gone on so far. Hax, welcome in. Congratulations. My first thing, you're in grand finals for the first time since season 5. You are 9-0 so far in this playoffs. How are you feeling?
I'm not gonna lie, a bit of foreboding. I've been in this position before. In season 3, my first ever playoffs, I made the same exact run, 9-0 into the finals, and then I just collapsed. So, I don't know. I've been here before, and I know nothing is guaranteed. It's like you could be on world record pace. You can have like the dragon could be like 0 ball, and then it flies on like 99 or something. You know, it's like Crick's never got world record, even if you are like so likely to get something, it's never promised, you know? So I don't know. I just need to play good. I need to hopefully not get too in my head about it. But I'm honestly really proud of how I played in this match, I was super nervous going in. Like, I was definitely way more stressed out than I was yesterday and like the week before. But like, I don't know. I swear I was playing so well. I don't know how, but I was playing so well.
No, I
Yeah.
think the 2nd seed specifically, like, was one of the best played seeds I've ever seen in ranked playoffs. Like, that was just an incredible performance. Have you done anything differently in the last 24 hours to kind of prepare for today, prepare for grand finals, or anything just different, or are you kinda sticking to your same routine that you normally have when practicing for ranked?
I don't know. I think I was more nervous. Like I said, I was more nervous going into this match, and usually like I change the music. Like if I'm too stressed out, I need to like play something more calm. And today I pulled out like normally I listen to this when I study, so I pulled out the studying music: Animal Crossing ambience, cozy antique cafe, chatters plus lo-fi
Yes.
smooth and jazz piano music playlist. And I guess I don't know. Maybe that just like makes something click in my brain, and I was like, so I have no clue.
That's awesome. Parker, what do you got?
That is awesome. Were there any seeds? Okay, so you play with advancements. Aquacorde didn't, and he didn't see that you got Obsidian on one of the seeds. Does that ever like throw off your game? Do you have any thoughts on like choosing to play with advancements? How much are you paying attention to that? Like in a high stakes match like this, are you looking at it getting stressed out, especially that last match where everything's close, or are you just locked in on your own performance?
Well, you don't really get stressed out if you're ahead. I think advancements
Hmm.
on is really a test of your mental when you're behind. So, and I was like ahead on every split basically. So, like
Hmm.
it stressed me out in going to the end on that third seed, but I don't know. I didn't really have like any challenges with advancements on just because I was ahead. But it is like, in my opinion, I don't pay attention too much to it just because it can get in your head. But also like it's just good to have objectively because you can see like if they get obby or something and it's like, oh, I missed a blacksmith. Oh, I missed, or like if you played Manhunt and they did top down, if there's no obby in top down, then it's like, oh, I just saved like 20 seconds because I don't have to go up, you know? So
Hmm.
I don't know. I think it's objectively correct. It's just hard when you're behind. It's really, really hard to play with advancements on when you're behind. Like I've tried advancements off, but it's like a different type of stress. It's like if you have it off, it's like what if there's so much further ahead and I don't know, you know? It's like a different thing. So I don't
Yeah.
know. It's kind of pick your poison in that sense.
No, that's a great point. That's a great point. I mean, you were the first match of today. You win 3-0. You get to sit here now for grand finals. You got 2 games before your next match. Any words to Infume or Mungie? You're going to be playing the winner of that. Any predictions, any ideas going on for that match? And after you say that, what are you kind of going to do to prepare for grand finals while you're waiting?
Well, hopefully the curse is about to kick in and Moggy wins and Infube is nervous, but I don't know. No, Infube like is a insane player. Like I'm scared of playing Infube. I'm also scared of Moggy. They're both just like really, really good players. Um, I want to see Moggy win though. Like I'm biased. I don't care. I'm
Yeah,
biased. I
yeah,
want to see
yes.
Moggy win.
That's awesome. Amazing. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations on the win. Best of luck in grand finals later. Surely you'll be in the booth again. Um, and I'm looking forward to seeing a great grand finals matchup. And if you 4-0, we're gonna have to have some words
Yeah,
offline.
we'll
But
have to have a
we'll
talk,
have
you
to
know?
we'll have to figure something out. But congratulations and best of luck in grand finals, Hacks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, that was our first match of the day. Parker, another 3-0, but I have to say, even if it's a 3-0, it is always just a treat watching Hacks just play at an unbelievably high level, and we got to see that in this matchup.
I totally agree. And I love the way he talked about his mental. I think he's in a really good position because, yeah, he has been in the same situation before, lost to Priffy in grand finals after having like lost no seats. So like nothing's guaranteed. And I think if you're going into that match with that, you're not like assuming anything. Maybe you're not putting as much pressure on yourself. Um, and now I'm just excited to get into our next match.
Yeah, absolutely. And our next match is a big one. It's going to be Infume versus Big Mungie. Infume, rank 1 last season, got knocked out in the first round, a huge upset, and comes back this season, beats Feinberg 3-1, beats Loki 3-0, and now the only thing standing between Infume and redemption from last season is a pink monkey, Parker.
A
Any
pink
quick
monkey.
predictions as we look at the bracket here before we head over to a very quick break? What is your predictions here for this matchup as we take a look at the bracket?
My prediction, I think they're both very similar style of player, and I think I'm gonna go Infume here. I think Infume just has a slight edge, you know. Maybe I just want to see that YouTube video. I'm a huge fan of those. Um, but you're facing a pink monkey, like, geez, bro, that scares me.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be an incredible matchup, and I'm really excited to see it. So do not go anywhere, anyone watching. Do not go anywhere because we have this matchup, and then after that matchup, we'll have Aquacorde playing in the third place matchup, going up against the loser of this next one. But before we head to Infume versus Mungie, we have a quick video to show all of you, and it's going to be V-Strid explaining buried treasure overworlds to you, and that's been edited by Lore. So shout out all our editors, and seriously, shout out all the players who have put in the effort. I was talking to Oliver about this. A lot of these players like script these videos themselves, like script the videos themselves, talk about what they want to talk about for these overworld types. So it's really impressive. I'm really grateful that the players are putting in effort to show you guys something really cool about, maybe their thought process on a lot of these overworlds. So shout out V-Strid, shout out Lore, and when we get back, we'll have Infume versus Big Big Mungie.